at launch, Black Ops 1 released with 3 maps: Kino, 5, and Dead Ops Arcade. Now, this isn't a video on Dead Ops, this isn't a video on Kino, this is a video on the map that you would unlock after completing the campaign. That is 5. 5, ironically enough, isn't the 5th map in Zombies. It's actually the 6th map in Zombies, which is funny. And honestly, it would have been fucking incredible if it was the 5th map in Zombies. I kind of wish they did that now and just said, oh yeah, Kino's the 6th map, but it is what it is, you know how it is. Now, 5 is a very unique map because the way you unlocked it is the same way you unlocked Not, funny enough. Although I think this did change later on. But at launch, you had to unlock 5 by completing the campaign, which, I'll tell you right now, the Black Ops 1 campaign was fucking incredible, so no complaints there. Anyway, the reason why why 5 is so unique is it's based off like a real location. I mean, so is the Reese, but what really like makes it stand out in comparison to the other maps is we have our first ever celebrity cast, or well, celebrity cast, our first ever different cast. I guess they kind of celebrity cast. It's more of like a President and Coke class cast with the likes of John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, I think I said it right, Rich Nixon, and Fredo Castro, which honestly, good crew for this map, honestly, without a doubt. Now, 5, obviously you have those characters for 5, right? And I think it really adds to the whole uniqueness of the map, obviously of it being inside the Pentagon and such. And 5 is a very interesting map because there's basically 3 floors to the map. There's the first floor, which is kind of where you start, and then there's an elevator. There's 2 elevators which you have to basically go through to get to have access to all the floors. You take the first floor elevator down to the second floor, and this is the main, like, you know, Pentagon, basically. Or it's kind of known as, I think it's known as the War Room. Yeah, it's the War Room. And obviously you have all the Defcons, and the Defcons is actually how you access Pack-a-Punch, but let's get to power first before we do that. We then take the elevator from the War Room down to the lab area, and then in the middle of the lab area is power. Turn power on, and you'll suddenly notice around the map these teleporters are available for you to just jump through. Let's say hypothetically we jump through one, right? We will jump through one and go to the likes of the War Room or to the Sighting Room or somewhere different in the lab area. Now, coming back to Pack-a-Punch, the way you Pack-a-Punched in this map was in the War Room, or like, you know, the second floor of 5. You will go to these 5 different Defcons and basically go to Defcon 5, which obviously, you know, it works in tail with the name of the map. Upon doing that, you will, the teleporter in the middle of the War Room will suddenly have a Pack-a-Punch symbol around it, or Pack-a-Punch like overlay. So obviously you go through that, and then in the Panic Room, I believe it's called, yeah, the Pack-a-Punch will show up, and just like it is for Kino, the Pack-a-Punch will only be there for a certain amount of time before it goes away. So make sure you don't do the mistake like I've done multiple times, where you Pack-a-Punch and the Pack-a-Punch decides to leave, because if that happens, well, you're screwed, aren't you? Obviously, 5 is kind of based off two campaign levels. It's obviously based off USDD and Rebuff from the Black Ops 1 campaigns. USDD obviously as for the first and second floor, and then Rebuff for the third floor. Now, 5 has 2 brand new features, of course. I think it's two brand new features. It has one that I know off the top of my head. The other one I must have mentioned, I forgot. And the obvious feature is the actually, yeah, 2 features. 2 new things. There you go. 5 introduces the Pentagon Thief, which this is the only time we'll see the Pentagon Thief. Unfortunately, they decided not to bring the Pentagon Thief back for Classified, which I personally would have felt like would have been a better decision. I mean, they kind of showed it in the intro cinematic for Classified. But the Pentagon Thief would come every 5 to 6 rounds, and he would try to steal your weapons. Pentagon Thief, also known as Yuri, who we'll find out a bit more about towards the latter half of in the next map, or in Ascension's video, and, you know, Black Ops 4 videos. Yuri, also known as the Pentagon Thief, basically comes out the way to try and steal your weapons and then run away. Now, there was a way to, if you basically kill him in time before he takes your weapon, or no, if you kill him in time, okay, here's the story. If he takes your weapon and you kill him after he takes your weapon, you get your weapon back and a max ammo. However, if you kill him, before he takes your weapon, you get a free Bonfire Cell, which is the first time we ever see Bonfire Cells in. So obviously we have Fire Cells, right, which is obviously 10 points per bots hit. Bonfire Cell is 1,000 points per Pack-a-Punch. Now, Bonfire Cells will only feature in some maps. Obviously, it features in Black Ops 4, as well as I believe, if I'm correct, as a Elixir. Now, I can't wait to talk about those in the Black Ops 4 videos, Lamau. But yeah, this is the first time we ever see a Bonfire Cell, and yeah, honestly, if you can, killing the Pentagon Thief right before you know, he takes your weapon is the play, honestly. Especially if you've had no weapons to Pack-a-Punch, honestly, you can make the most out of that. 5 also introduced us to a brand new wonder weapon. That wonder weapon being none other than the Winter's Howl. Now, the Winter's Howl, weirdly enough, is also on Verut, the BO1 Verut. Obviously, I think this got changed for BO3, which I think the WOF ended up taking its spot. And I just find that very interesting that they decided to do that, because the Winter's Howl, as you know, is pretty crap on. It's pretty crap on this game. Pretty crap on this game, and even Pack-a-Punch is crap as well. And that's the issue that a lot of Black Ops 1 weapons have. I think it's the only wonder weapon that actually sucks, though. I think all the other wonder weapons are relatively good. I think the Winter's Howl is the only one on Black Ops 1 that is just awful. Like, obviously, it's not at the point yet where, like, the ray gun's just not to play. In fact, the ray gun was still probably the best wonder weapon to get on 5. Anyway, let's go to some fun facts. The first fun fact is actually the Panic Room, or the Pack-a-Punch Room. And obviously, there's a portrait of Richthofen in the Panic Room, and a lot of people at this time were like, what the fuck is he doing there? Well, it was actually revealed in a cipher from Classified that Richthofen basically made a deal with the Americans, and that part of that deal was to have his portrait in the Panic Room. So yeah, basically he scamassed the Americans, basically, it seemed, of course. Now, a little bit of fun fact, obviously, in my previous video, I mentioned how Kino was on Black Ops Wii, right? On Call of Duty Black Ops Wii. Well, 5 was probably supposed to be on Black Ops Wii as well. Because apparently, the opening cutscene actually plays after beating the Wii campaign. However, it just simply redirects the player to the main menu after it's done. Something I forgot to mention as well, there was an electric trap, and it's the first ever kind of buildable, actually. You have to get the fuse for it, or like the power / fuse for it in, if I'm correct, the war room. It's either the war room or the lab, I can't remember. And then you go back up to spawn, you activate it, and then you got a, you know, an electric trap. Obviously, this trap would end up being used for like high rounds and stuff, because traps are basically the play for high rounds. Now, the Wonderwaffe DG2 was actually supposed to be on the map, as there were sound files of the characters reacting to getting the Wonderwaffe. Also, as well, the Hellhounds were actually supposed to appear on the map as well. Imagine that. Imagine we had the Hellhounds one round, the Pentagon Thief another round. That would be just too chaotic. Funny enough, we ended up having the Chaos storyline, which just introduced, you know, 5 different random mini bosses and heavy enemies at the same time. I'm just saying, I'll say this right now, I do not mind the Chaos storyline, but I will say that's probably one of the worst things about it is just how chaotic things are. Of course, in the Pack-a-Punch room as well, there is a magazine named Exposed, which features the Cosmic Silverback for Dead Ops Arcade, titled What the Hell Is This? Which is very interesting that they had Dead Ops tie-ins which if I'm correct, I think Dead Ops does take place, or it's like an arcade game within the Ether storyline, but I don't know. And while I thought this was a Ascension first, it's actually not the case. For each mystery box location, there is television above to show you where the mystery box is. So, for example, if you are in the war room and you look at the mystery box TV, you'll see that it's actually in the laboratory in the same room where the pig is. I think that's it's not the speed color room. It's I think it's the tonic room in Classified or something. But yeah. So yeah, in my opinion, for 5, I think 5 is a really interesting map, and I think it's a really incredible map. It's a map that's definitely grown on me. At first, like when I first started playing zombies, I wasn't really interested in this map at all. I was more interested in Kino, right? Kino. And by the time I started playing zombies, Ascension and Call of the Dead were also there as well. But as I've gotten older, as I have gotten older, I've appreciated this map a far lot more than I used to. Anyway, I think it's worth mentioning here that I will not be doing a Dead Ops. You're probably thinking Dead Ops is the next map that I'm going to do a video on. No. Dead Ops will be, I'm going to combine all 3 Dead Opses at the end of the series. Basically at the end of me talking about like the Vanguard maps, I'll do a video on like Zombie Chronicles and the BO1 remakes, or the BO1 Run at War remakes, and also a video on Dead Ops. So the next video will actually be Ascension, so I hope you all are looking forward to that. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and comment and, you know, do the usual stuff. You know how it is. Anyway, I'll see you Muppets in the next one. Peace.